Oakland Athletics Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
The 1974 World Champion A's were built on solid pitching, excellent defense, and timely hitting. And in the 1974 World Series, they defeated the Dodgers for their third straight title. The 2012 A's may not be the 1974 version, but in June it seems they have found their winning ticket. They have played their best baseball of the season. Winners are 6 of their last 7. The green and gold are getting contributions from everyone on the roster. Who will step up today? A's take on the Dodgers in Game 2. Next. Well, the calendar says it's the first day of summer. It's a gorgeous night for baseball at the THEON Coliseum. Very nice crowd is gathering for Game 2 of this 3-game series, and Tommy Milone is looking for his 7th win of the year, and it's good to see that man. He's back in the lineup, YDENIS CESPEDES. So it's Game 2 of this 3-game series, interleague baseball, the A's and the Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. YDENIS CESPEDES back in the lineup. He's going to DH tonight and hit in the cleanup spot. And Ray, the A's have done well without him, but boy, it's great to have him back.
Boy, it is great. I know up and down the lineup, everybody talks about putting him in the 4th spot in the lineup, how much it makes everybody a lot better. Cespedes really has to take it easy. He has a hamstring injury 2 weeks ago tomorrow, but the power that he has, we have seen it here at the Coliseum. We've seen it on the road. He's basically the type of hitter. He sees ball and he hits ball, and when he does it really travels. Of course, a 5-tool player. He has a tremendous speed, but it's just one thing. Hamstrings are tough, and he just has to find a way to stay in the lineup, because when he is there is no doubt this ball club is much better. But I think you said it best. The club has played well, but adding him has to make the club a lot better.
Well, it's not uncommon for a pitcher to pitch better at home as opposed to on the road, especially a young pitcher. That's the case for Tommy Milone, but boy, the splits are drastic, Ray. He has to pitch better on the road.
It's unbelievable. Of course, his last start, he gave up the grand slam, and Colorado gave up 8 innings, but what he has done here is phenomenal. With a 4-1 record, a sub-1 earned run average. Yes, he likes to pitch here. He says the foul territory helps him as a pitcher, but bottom line, he just seems to pitch much better here at the Coliseum, and it does happen, but you're right. He has to pitch better away from the Coliseum, because those numbers are so skewed the other way that they just have to get better away from here.
And the A's are playing good baseball. They have won 6 out of their last 7 after shutting out the Dodgers last night in Game 1 of this series. They'll try to make it 2 in a row over the Dodgers tonight. Stick around. We'll have lineups at first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. It's the A's and the Dodgers coming up on Comcast Sportsnet California.
Sportsnet California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
A's Dodgers on CSN California tonight.
Indeed they are. A's and Dodgers. And Mark Ellis is going to take out the lineup card. And just moments ago, a very, very special tribute on the video board.
Yeah.
And it was a thank you from the A's, Mark Ellis. The song, hope you have the time of your life, and I'm sure Mark appreciated it, so he's going to take the lineup card out. It's a very nice gesture by the A's organization, too. Well, one of the all-time great guys, we think, Mark Ellis.
And what's great, too, a couple of his teammates, Cliff Pennington and Kurt Suzuki, taking out the A's lineup cards. This is a great night, man. This is great. Well, Mark Ellis, no doubt, one of the classiest guys. And we saw here for sure as a member of the Athletics that not only they had a tremendous second baseman, clutch hitter, and I'm sure he's not enjoying the ragging by his teammates now with the Dodgers as they had the tribute, but very deserving for, again, one of the best.
Well, and the best thing about it is he did not know about it, so it caught him by surprise a little bit, but well deserved.
I hope the lineup's correct, because to see the umpires, that's important. Taking the lineup out, it has to be correct. I'm sure Don Mattingly made sure that it was okay before he took it out, but nice young man. Sarah's wife and his kids. Briggs, of course, always enjoyed coming. He couldn't wait for the A's to win because Briggs got to come in and have ice cream. That's all he cared about.
Let's check the game time weather for tonight. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. Beautiful night. 69 degrees after a warm day in the Bay Area. And it is, as we said in the open, the first day of summer on the calendar, and it feels like it. So nice weather for game 2 of the series, the A's and the Dodgers. A's wearing the green tops tonight. They have taken the field. So we're just moments away from first pitch. Let's check out the lineup tonight, sent out by Don Mattingly for the Los Angeles Dodgers. D. Gordon, Ian Herrera, Andre ETHIER, Juan Rivera is going to play first base tonight. Jerry HAIRSTON in the lineup, Bobby ABREU, URIBE, Tony Gwynn Jr., and A.J. Ellis. So there's your Dodgers starting lineup.
Tommy Milone from Southern California, and very excited to be pitching against the Dodgers. Of course, grew up as a fan of the Angels, the Dodgers from Southern California, USC, but his record 6-5 at home, 6-5 overall, but 4-1 here at the Coliseum with about a 0.98 earned run average. So he hopes to have the same success tonight against these Los Angeles Dodgers and try to make it 2 in a row against the Los Angeles team.
Here's the defense for the A's tonight. Outfield will have Smith, Crisp, and Reddick left center tonight. Sogard is going to get a start tonight. Eric will be at third base. Pennington is short. Weeks at second. Moss at first. And Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. Of course, YDENIS Cespedes is the designated hitter tonight.
I think for Tommy Milone, a tough start against the Colorado Rockies, and he would like to forget about that, and most pitchers do forget about the start in which they were not that successful. Last 3 starts have been away from the Coliseum, so it's good to see him back on his home turf.
D. Gordon, the left-handed hitter, first hitter of the game, and the first pitch of the ball game is a strike.
First pitch.
A's won last night by a final score of 3-0, getting their 7th shutout of the season. And you saw in that graphic the struggles for Tommy Milone as of late. His last win was May 21st when he beat the Angels right here at the Coliseum. But since then, a loss to the Yankees, a loss to the Royals, and a no decision at Arizona and no decision at Colorado. The last 2 starts, he's gotten hit hard.
Well, maybe just because his last win came against a Southern California team, this will be appropriate tonight. Perfect setting for him to win his next one against another Southern California team.
Gordon wanted to swing at it, held up, and the count is 2-2. This one's driven towards center. Crisp backpedaling, he's got it, and that's out number 1.
Well, anytime a player with speed, as the case of Gordon, hits the ball like that in the air, you're very helpful and very thankful that he has done that. He wants ground balls, line drives, but got it elevated. He's not going to hit a lot of home runs. He's hit one, but at least he filled up the column. That's about all you can say.
So here's ELIAN HERRERA. He's playing right field tonight. Playing all over the diamond for the Dodgers this year. First pitch from Milone is low. Dodgers had just 2 hits last night, a couple of singles. He received 3 walks. So not much offensively for the Dodgers. Of course, playing without, as you saw, Mark Ellis and Matt Kemp. We've talked about that a lot. Toward right center. COCO got a good jump, and that's out number 2. Aaron Harang, not a good start last night. He did not have really much control at all.
Batting third position.
Well, the one thing that 8 walks and just the 1 scored in the first inning, but he tried to comfort his center fielder. Of course, when GWYNN tried to make the diving catch and ball got past him, a couple of runs scored, he ended up giving 3 in the first, and Aaron Harang said, you know what, if they scored just 1, our offense didn't score any, so he still would have lost 1-0. Just trying to make him feel okay about a miscue in the outfield.
So 2 outs for ETHIER, who takes low.
But the one coach for the A's that Aaron Harang really appreciates when he was in the system was pitching coach Kurt Young, who was in the minor leagues at the time when Aaron Harang was here. And of course, helped him tremendously to the point that once he got here, back and forth as was the case with the Athletics, but once Aaron was traded to Cincinnati and of course San Diego, now the Dodgers, he's been in the big leagues and very thankful for what Kurt Young did to help him.
So 2-1 to ETHIER. CESPEDES will DH tonight. Good swing by ETHIER. He's got that very smooth swing, kind of picturesque.
Well, the DH tonight, of course, we're playing tomorrow afternoon, and as we've talked, whenever the A's were playing in National League parks, how much of an advantage it is for the National League clubs coming to the Coliseum in the American League. They can employ the DH, rest a player. Of course, in the case of Bobby Abreu last night, very familiar with the DH role, playing with the Angels.
Well, we've said it's pretty simple. When you play in the American League park, you get to add a hitter if you're the National. Other way around, you take the hitter out. That one hit well, but Smith gets back. Warning track, he's got it. Tommy Milone has a 3-up, 3-down, top of the first. Bottom of the first coming up. First inning. Let's look at the A's lineup tonight. Again, Crisp and Weeks at the top, and then Reddick, Cespedes, Smith, Moss, Pennington, Suzuki, and Sogard. So Eric Sogard getting a start. Brandon Inge will have the night off.
Nate Eovaldi on the mound, 5th start for the Dodgers this season. Made 6 last year in his first season in the big leagues. Good fastball. He throws it a lot, and why not? It's about 95. Runs a little bit. Also throws curve, slider, and changeup. A bit of a wrap on the back, as we have seen with the great Ryan Cook, the closer for the Athletics, or one of 3 closers, as he directly told us last night.
Crisp hitting .208 with a homer and 14 RBIs. A couple of hits last night, a couple of walks, 3 stolen bases. So a good offensive performance last night from COCO Crisp, and now it's 3-0.
I remember last night Aaron Harang was up and out of the zone, throwing too many high fastballs. He used his slider to try to get himself down a little bit, but this young man likes to use the fastball.
And it's a 4-pitch leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first. Here's the Dodgers defense. Bobby Abreu is going to play left field tonight. Tony Gwynn in center. ELIAN, Herrera in right. Then Uribe, Gordon, HAIRSTON, that's Jerry Hairston Jr., and Juan Rivera, with A.J. Ellis again doing the catching. That's the Dodgers defense. So COCO Crisp showed his stuff last night with the 3 stolen bases. See if he does some more damage on the base pass.
Juan Rivera got picked off at first. More accustomed to the outfield, but what? It's you make too strong of a throw, a lot of movement, you can beat up your first baseman.
Weeks bunt attempt and foul ball to the backstop. So here's the 3 stolen bases by COCO Crisp last night.
Well, Ellis made some good throws, but COCO Crisp, especially going to third, pretty much had it easily. Ellis, the catcher, made it a lot closer than you would think. And so 3 last night, continues his consecutive stolen base streak. Looking at 2, I guess, each row at 45 in the American League, and Vince Coleman 50 overall Major League as far as consecutive stolen bases.
Uribe in on the grass at third. That's the fastball, 95 miles an hour, but inside. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, the interesting attempted bunt by JEMILE Weeks after a 4-pitch walk to COCO Crisp. A little surprised maybe he would attempt to do that, make him throw a strike. Mark Carlson is the home plate umpire.
Weeks fouls it to the backstop. A's are 32-36 and have won 6 out of their last 7, so they're getting closer to that 500 mark. They're 16-17 at home, 7-6 in interleague play. Remember, they started interleague play 1-5, and they've had a good month of June. 10-7 in June, and they have the most runs scored in the American League in June. Out at second, so HAIRSTON moved to his left and made the play. So fielder's choice for Weeks, 1 out.
Well, one of the first curveballs thrown by Eovaldi tonight, and it was up at the eyes of JEMILE Weeks, trying to pull it in the hole between first and second, but more of a hanger, and he could not get out in front and pull it.
So with 1 out, Reddick will hit. Tough night last night for Reddick. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. He did draw a walk. And he swings and misses.
Seems like Josh Reddick right now is in the frame of mind that he is just going to swing at pretty much everything. We see Josh Hamilton, the Rangers, do it. He swings at every pitch that seems is thrown at him. But guess for Josh, finds the way to try to get out a little bit of a funk, and that is to swing and try to make contact. Figure a player will go to the plate 600 times. If you don't have a slump, you're definitely a superstar. I mean, you're going to have it. It's just a matter of trying to limit the number of games you play without getting a hit.
Well, seems like there's sort of a path that happens. You go into a slump, and then you try a little too hard, and the slump continues. And then at some point, you back off and say, okay, settle down, and then you come out of the slump. It's kind of the way it works.
Exactly, and you just hope, and exactly what the A's are doing. Reddick, who is the main hitter for the first couple of months, struggling a bit. Everybody else is picking him up, and that's exactly what you want to see. If a hitter is struggling, then everybody else around him doing the job, and that helps him relax a little bit, feeling that he does not have all the pressure to himself. It's COCO getting on base, stealing bases, scoring runs. Brandon Moss hitting home runs. Up and down the lineup, the guys are producing. And that guy's back, Cespedes.
Reddick checks his swing down and in.
Well, he started to go after it. He likes the low fastball, low curveball, and no swing. Gets another chance.
Two pitch to Reddick. And he hits that one toward right center, shallow. And it's going to be the center fielder, GWYNN, who makes the catch on the run.
Maybe Josh Reddick is going to put on that WWF belt and start wearing it out on the field.
That's it.
Maybe that's changing a little bit. Strap it to his waist and go get him.
Batting in the fourth position, designated hitter.
So here's Cespedes.
Cespedes.
So Cespedes, the DH. It was a week ago tonight in Colorado when hit that ground ball behind second base, and he ran hard to try to beat it out. And that's when he came up limping just a little bit, and that was it. He's got him out of there.
2 weeks ago tomorrow is when he injured it here, and then tried to come back the week ago tonight, as you mentioned. And well, if you remember, that was a ground ball. It looked like it was a clean base hit, and unfortunately Nelson, the second baseman, backhanded the ball, and that's when he tried to kick it in the next gear, and that always seems to happen. He said he wanted to go 80 to 90%. He tried to get to 100%, and that's what cost him. So maybe in hindsight, good news that it happened, so he could shut it down for another week.
.273 overall with 6 home runs and 26 runs batted in for Cespedes. Popped up and foul just past the Dodgers dugout.
Seth Smith base hit. He rounded second. Cespedes did, and then bam, right there. You could see him limp, and actually they thought it was a lot worse than it was. It's more of a strain. They thought it was worse, and this is Wednesday when he tried to accelerate instead of running normally, and acceleration cost him again.
0-2, but a quick throw to first again. Evaldi keeping a close eye, and he did with Crispin, now with Weeks.
Well, as easy as it is to say, take it easy, don't push it, forget it. You get out on the field and you start playing, you forget about all those things, especially when you're a 5-tool player like Cespedes. He loves to play the game. He wants to play every day, and even when he was injured his hand, he wanted to try to play through it. They almost had to force him to go on the disabled list.
That one towards center field. GWYNN coming in. He goes into a slide and he makes a nice catch. So Tony GWYNN takes a hit away from Cespedes. A's strand 1. No score after 1. Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by The Amazing Spider-Man. It's in theater starting July 3rd. No score, top of the second inning. A's and the Dodgers.
Some of these outfielders act like they're Spider-Man. I think they called Torrey Hunter Spider-Man, the way he goes up and robs players of home runs.
Juan Rivera to lead it off for the Dodgers here in the second. He'll be followed by Jerry Hairston Jr. and Bobby Abreu. So Rivera, 239 with 3 homers, 21 runs batted in.
Power hitter, and when he's with the Angels, he added to their power in the outfield, like the Blue Jays, and big home run against his former team. And last week, while the A's were in Colorado, the Dodgers and the Angels were playing, and Rivera had a big home run to win one of those games.
Rivera's been around a while. It's his 10th year. He's 33 years old. You're right, we saw a lot of them with the Angels. Half the season in Toronto last year and then was traded to the Dodgers. So.
It's a good changeup from Tommy Milone when he throws it there, throws it down in the zone, bounces it. You're going to get a lot of swing and misses. And Kurt Suzuki, one of the best at blocking and catching balls in the dirt. And Malone knows, as he did against the Tigers, a big Miguel Cabrera out on the front foot, swinging wildly at a changeup.
Pennington cannot quite get it. Had a little jam shot. And Rivera has a leadoff single here in the second inning. Here's our Ford Wright choice for tonight. And we're going to go back to last night. Brandon McCarthy. Remember, he had not pitched in 11 days. So you think he's going to be rusty, right? That would be wrong. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 6th win. He now has an ERA of 2.54. So he was terrific.
I think Bob Melvin said it best, and anybody knows this game is a matter of routines. And for Brandon McCarthy, any starting pitcher knows it's every 5th day he pitches at his best. For McCarthy to have 11 days in between starts and to be as efficient as he was, 81 pitches, 7 innings, giving up just 2 hits, 1 walk, and phenomenal. Said after the game, been a while since I've been out there, so I wanted to hurry, get the ball, and go, which he always pitches quickly. And he's gave him 3 runs in the first inning, and he took it from there. So great start, and good to see him back on the mound.
0-1 to Jerry Hairston Jr. Hit hard to left. Smith is there. He's got it. So 1 out here in the second inning. Well, the ERA leaders in the American League, C.J. Wilson, who got a win last night, is at 2.44. Chris Sale, the left-hander from the White Sox, is at 2.46. And then McCarthy at 2.54. Just ahead of Verlander and Jared Weaver. So that's pretty good company for McCarthy.
Is Weaver pitching tonight?
Weaver's pitching tonight off the disabled list. Giants and the Angels in the rubber game of their 3-game series in Anaheim. Vogelsong and Weaver. Vogelsong is 6-2. Weaver 6-1. So the Angels probably thrilled to get Weaver back. Oh, 0-1 to Bobby Abreu, 311. 311 is the numbers with the Dodgers. Those numbers you saw right there, combined Angels and Dodgers.
I think the impressive number he showed there, the 345 against lefties, and that's why he's in the lineup. And of course, when he was an everyday player with the Phillies, the Angels, Yankees, he just played against everybody, and a great player, very patient, as he always been throughout his career. The one negative was hitting all the home runs in the All-Star game when it was played in Detroit. After that, it seemed to not hit as many. And that's why Josh Hamilton declined this year again after going off the charts at Yankee Stadium. Zook got it again.
What a surprise.
Yeah. think it's a check swing by Abreu. Check the right knee, right shin guard. Yep, right on the kneecap. And they, you know, those shin guards are there, but more than anything, to help you when you go down to block a pitch in the dirt. They cannot take the impact of a foul ball straight on.
Abreu lays off the pitch, 2-2 the count. Abreu closing in on 2,500 career hits. Could get it this year. He's got a ways to go. But you don't get the feeling that Bobby Abreu is going to quit playing anytime soon, because he still is a productive player.
Well, part of the best move he made after being a free agent from the Yankees, he signed a 1-year deal with the Angels, had a phenomenal season, then ended up signing a 2-year deal after that. So players, if they can't get the contract they want as a free agent, they play for 1 season. Adrian Beltre did with the Red Sox, big contract with the Rangers. Same for Abreu with the Angels.
So full count with 1 out. Rivera, a slow runner, is at first base. Rivera takes off, and the ball's grounded down the third base line. Sogard with a backhand throws, and a nice play by Eric Sogard. A little bit earlier tonight, root beer float. We'll call it root beer float day. Our wives were there, and some of the players were there, former players were there. Our own Kate Longworth there, Casey Pratt, Johnny Gulp. So the guys, even though they wrapped up batting practice, went out there for a little while, which was very nice. And always a very popular event, very crowded. But people really enjoy it, and so do we, so it's fun.
You did a great job of scooping. I just kind of stood off to the side.
That's all right. That's the way it is, and I'm more than okay with that. Ray is always very popular at Root Beer Float Day, as he should be.
You know what I suggested last night, to make sure before you dip the ice cream and the root beer or the orange crush, you get it signed first, and it just sweats too much. It's too much cold and just does not work the same. So I had a few of those tonight and kind of messed up the Sharpie, but it worked out.
What can you do?
Have one. If somebody VI, maybe you could bring some orange crush floats.
Well, they're making them right over the, just to our left down the press box. A little flare toward right field. Reddick coming in, and he goes into a dive, and it kicks away from him, and that's going to allow Rivera to score. To see the replay to find out what happened with the baseball, because it looked like it was in Reddick's glove.
And he either kicked it with his knee, or as he tumbled over and hit the ground, it popped out. But tremendous effort. He got to it. I thought it was going to be an easy bloop single with Uribe, but headlong dive. No, just when it hit the ground, popped out. So the turf can cause the fumble on our Exmo. In the glove. Got it. Hold on. Popped straight up. Tried to get his hands. His right hand tried to cover it with it, but could not. And once it hit the ground, just kind of pulled it as the rest of his body. And Exmo is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Exmo is outstanding. It shows perfectly what happened. Seth Smith.
You know, Ray, I think his foot kicked it out of his glove. Watch his foot, because it's in his glove.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see that hardly. Yeah.
Josh Reddick, a great effort, and almost robbed him. That would have been a highlight reel. Was anyway, just couldn't hang on.
So it goes as a double and an RBI for Juan Uribe. Watch the foot after the tumble. Right there. Well, maybe not. Now there didn't look like the foot hit the glove. Either way.
We talked about the size of the outfielder's gloves, and if ideally you can get up in the webbing, you can hang on, but to catch it in the pocket and then try to get it in the webbing at the same time.
It was in there for a while.
But I think in just watching, he tried to use his right hand to cover the glove, but leaving his feet the way he did, just could not do it.
Now 3-0 count to Tony Gwynn. And a close pitch missed outside.
The thing about that was the left-hander. Now Ellis, the right-hander, comes up, so it wasn't a matter of pitching around the hitter with first base open.
Batting ninth and catching, number 17.
So here's A.J. Ellis, 2 on, 2 out.
It was a hard night last night, tough night, swinging through a lot of fastballs from Brandon McCarthy. A little bit late on the swing. They were playing him to right field as they are tonight. Does have 6 home runs. He's got the power. Reddick in right field, playing him as a left-handed pull hitter. Same for Coco Crisp in right center in center part of the diamond.
Ellis, very patient hitter, takes another close pitch, and it's 1-1. Got a .428 on base percentage. That's third best in the majors. So he would take a walk. Batting average right around 300. There's a shot toward Weeks. One hop, quick flip to Pennington. So a nice play, side retired, but a run on the Uribe RBI double. 1-0 Dodgers after an inning and a half. Is brought to you by Ford, with 3 models delivering 40 miles per gallon or better. Beautiful look at the East Bay. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead, bottom of the second inning. Very nice crowd on hand. Smith, Moss, and Pennington for the A's. Nate Eovaldi, who walked the leadoff man in the first inning, but worked around it. Smith hitting in the 5th spot tonight. Spent quite a bit of time in the cleanup spot lately. And CESPEDES back in there.
Just hope that the same does not occur as last night. The walks. The Dodgers, 10 walks. The A's scored once. In tonight already won in the first inning, couldn't score him.
Well, it was a game that you felt like the A's won 7-0. It was base runners all over the place for the Athletics and very few base runners for the Dodgers. But the A's just really could not put the Dodgers away.
Now the A's third fireworks show of the season is on Tuesday, July the 3rd. The special patriotic themed show begins after the A's play the Red Sox at the Coliseum. Bring the family and picnic blankets and enjoy the show from the outfield grass. On-field capacity is limited. For tickets and information, go to oaklandathletics.com/fireworks. See Yankees on Friday, the first one. Now the Red Sox. So was it bringing out fireworks on some big game nights? And of course the Dodgers in town, but no fireworks. The Red Sox, good attraction as always in the American League.
282 for Moss, 6 home runs. He was 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Takes low, 1-1. See the miles per hour, Evaldi 95, and that one had some pretty good movement on it.
Somebody's having a birthday. And if Evaldi pitches so well out of the stretch as he did in the first inning after walking Chris, 4 pitches, same that he did with Smith, he might as well pitch out of the stretch from the beginning. We've seen pitchers do that.
Yeah.
Blackley does it for the A's. Yu Darvish for the Rangers.
Evaldi is only 22 years old. He was an 11th round pick in 2008 out of high school. Pitched in Double-A last year and then got called up in August by the Dodgers and made 6 starts in the big leagues. He's from Alvin, Texas. Who else is from Alvin, Texas, Ray?
Nolan. There you go. Ryan. Express. That's not a big town either.
No, everybody knows you in that town.
I think when Nolan Ryan walks downtown Alvin, I think the world stops. We talked about Josh Reddick and his success in the month of May with the 10 home runs, and Brandon Moss, American League Player of the Week. He has to find a way to keep it going.
I think they're trying to crowd Moss with fastballs.
That's in a week.
Yep.
That's great numbers. You mentioned that open stance is the one thing that's helping. The right foot kind of in the middle of the batter's box, left foot in the inside back corner, and closes up as the pitch arrives. It's all about timing and loading up for him.
So full count with Pennington in the on-deck circle. Outfield straight away. That was sky towards center, hit pretty well. Tony Gwynn going back, still going back. Now he turns around, settles underneath it right in front of the wall. So a well hit ball by Moss, but to the deep part of the ballpark.
Well, if you could ever pull a ball as high and as hard as this one was hit, it would have been another home run. But right center got up too high, and you never know swirling winds, although the flags aren't blowing that much, but you're always concerned about how maybe the ball might be knocked down. But he crushed it. Time of the evening, conducive for a ball traveling out of the park, but that one stayed in.
Here's Pennington. Outside corner strike. Pennington 216 with a couple of homers, 15 RBIs, and he was 0 for 4 last night. Swing and a miss. That ball just disappeared. Pretty good movement right there.
Yeah, it's kind of a change up, two-seamer. One time through the batting order, as far as the A's players trying to pick up the release point, his delivery, the whole thing with the way he does pitch, and almost exclusively out of the stretch, with exception of the leadoff hitters in both innings.
A lot of fastballs. Now that we've used that graphic a lot this year and seen the percentages, you start to get a good idea. Anything over like maybe 60% fastball use seems like a lot.
Yeah. But when you can throw 95, then why not throw it? Like Kershaw, who the A's will see tomorrow, outstanding lefty. See a lot of good pitches from him.
A breaking ball, and Pennington just got a piece of it. Not quite as dominant this year. He was so dominant last year. He won the Cy Young Award. But still, he is nasty.
Yeah. And that's why tonight's game, a win for the A's, be very important to go in with a series finale, trying to win it all.
Another breaking ball, and again Pennington fouls it back. Dodger fan made the play. Well, he's a gentleman, so we're going to give him that.
They gave it to another Dodger fan. If you're a real gentleman, give it to an A's fan with maybe a root beer float mug.
Another breaking ball and another foul ball.
I don't know if they've always trying to establish the curveball or just continually hanging them. Just cannot get the curveball down in the zone. I figure one of those hangers is going to be hit hard.
Suzuki waiting in the on deck circle. One out here in the second inning. And that one hit towards second on the backhand, and the flip is wide by HAIRSTON, and everybody's safe. Maybe tried to rush it a little bit too much.
I think that right hand, putting it in the glove to transfer and flip, might have been a little bit better than just trying to flip it with his glove hand. Made a nice play to his right. Well, once there, is there plenty of time to use his right hand. Although, as he just tried to flip it with a glove hand and didn't quite go the direction he wanted.
Yeah, he had plenty of time.
Yeah, right there, just bring the right hand up, and boy, just got to know how the ball is hit. And the runner, Smith, runs decently, but still had plenty of time. So the A's catch a break. Base hit for Pennington.
So 2 on 1 out. Here's Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki toward right field. Herrera is there. He's got it. Tagging up is Smith. He'll try for third. The ball's cut off. So, are you in agreement with the base hit call?
Unfortunately, we've not seen consistency in some play like that. But I think what they looked at, the official score, might have looked at it as the difficulty.
Yeah. And that should come into play.
Santo Domingo looks like he's the official score tonight. And, you know, if HAIRSTON had used his right hand, but I think the fact that he tried to flip it with his glove, they figured the difficulty of the play gave him a base hit, which in that case, yes. If he thought that's the only way he could make the play.
And that's a good point. But I think he chose to make it a more difficult play with the flip.
I agree. Yeah. I think from looking up here and, you know, seeing that he had enough time to use his bare hand. Yeah, I agree.
And listen, we're glad Pennington got a hit, but just looking at it, I mean, I think you could have gone either way. Sogard trying to tie up this ball game with a 2-out hit. 0-1 the count.
You know, one of the important things for an infielder, especially an infielder, to know the hitter, the runners on base, the speed that they have. And of course, you could say interleague play, but with so many players changing leagues, very familiar in how they run. So I think Jerry Harrison would know exactly how Seth Smith runs and would know that he had plenty of time to get it a second.
Sogard down the right field line, and it is foul. So 1-2.
Now, Brandon Inge talking to him after the game. He said he's going to get tonight off, that Eric Sogard would be the starting third baseman, and fastball inside corner, he was just too quick. Trying to help it stay fair, but he hooked it, and easily a foul ball, but it was close. But trying to lean, trying to help it, just couldn't do it.
Shoots that one the other way, so the count stays 1-2. 40 pitches now for Nate Eovaldi, and it's just the second inning.
He probably feels happy because Harang threw that man in the first.
So the young man, the A's have done it. They fouled off a lot of pitches so far. Not close with the breaking ball. 2-2.
Pennington fouled off 3 curveballs once he got behind 0-2. But for a fastball pitcher, it throws at 95 and greater percentage of fastballs. His control is not that great tonight with the hitter. And as a result, a lot of pitches.
That one hit in the air toward Tony Gwynn, center fielder. He's got it side retired. So the A's strand 2. They got a hit and a walk. Do nothing with it. We're on to the third. 1-0 Dodgers.
It's the 7th annual Dog Day at the Park, presented by Aviderm, Adams, and Nylabone. Fans are invited to bring their dogs to the park as the A's host the Yankees at 7:05. This year's event will feature a pregame pup rally and a parade around the field. The rally begins at 5:20, where each dog will receive a goodie bag. For more information and to register for the event, go to oaklandathletics.com/dogday. We got it all, Steiny.
Veteran catcher in the booth. And I'm not talking about Ray Fosse. Terry Steinbach has joined.
Don't be turning mine up. Here's his back here.
Get your hands off mine too, all right?
Jeez, there you go, Kite. I'll put it up here for him.
There we go.
How are you, Steiny?
Awesome, and you guys?
How was Root Beer Float evening?
Root Beer Float was a lot of fun. You know, you forget how many people that you remember and see, and people that came back. And I mean, they talked about the 70s teams, and you know, we had John up there, or he was in my section. Blue Moon mentioned something about that. He said you never talk about him.
Oh,
he always says.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Listen, we talk about him so much, Steiny. He's in Anaheim. He's right behind the dugout. Mickey takes care of him with the tickets. He's wearing all his A's garb. And we always talk about it. But he's always at the park, so he can't hear us.
He thought I might get a chuckle out of you by mentioning that.
Well, it's more than a chuckle. Did he tell you that he lost the golf tournament this year?
No, he kind of forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
He usually does, because he usually brings a bunch of ringers in that helps him win. But this year, he didn't do it, so he lost. How's life? You said you have an empty nest coming up with your, is it your daughter, your son that's the final one going to college?
All the above. My daughter graduated with her master's, and she's getting married in September on the 15th. And Lucas, my middle son, is a senior. Will be a senior at University of Minnesota Duluth. And Jake, our baby, graduated from high school 2 weeks ago, and he's going to University of Minnesota Duluth.
Wow. So it's nice you got that contract from Mr. Haas so you can take care of all those kids and weddings and graduations.
The wedding.
Well, I should be talking to you about this, right? I think you have more experience than I, but yes, I think I should have held out and tried to sign a little bit more to pay for this wedding.
Well, see, now, that brings up an interesting point, because when you left the A's, you signed with the Twins, you went back home, New Ulm, Minnesota. But correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the Yankees offer you a pretty good contract at that time?
Toronto.
Was it Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto had like a 5-year deal on the table.
And it was somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and Minnesota had a 3-year deal, but you know, for me in my case, it's priceless to have the opportunity to watch the kids go through school, be there for them, watch some of their T-balls, you know, when they were at that age, and it was still good for me to be able to do what I love, you know, which was still get on the field and play baseball.
Well, we missed you in Minnesota. We've been there already this year.
But I hear you're coming back.
We are coming back right after the All-Star break. So come up and visit us, will you?
I will do that.
Yeah, the All-Star break for 4, go to Minnesota for 3 and come back. So there's your All-Star break. But no, it's Target Field. You have to be proud of that place after playing at the Metrodome.
It is. I mean, you know, they battled for 12, 13 years to try to get that built, and you know, we see what was built, and it's just a phenomenal park. And you know, to me, it kind of mimics what's trying to happen here. And I just encourage, you know, the people in the Bay Area and everything to keep fighting and keep working hard, because at some point, if you can get that stadium, I mean, it is really neat. I mean, it's very fan-friendly, and you get the people down on the field, and they can feel firsthand, you know, what really happens out there.
But how great was it for you in those years to have the business person specials, you guys winning 100 games every year, 35, 40,000 on a midweek day game here at the Coliseum?
It was great. I don't know if you saw earlier, Ricky was down on the field, Shooty Babbitt was down, and we're looking around, you know, with all the, you know, canvas you have up there, and I go, Ricky, remember in the day when this thing was sold out? So yeah, it was awesome, and I'll never forget, you know, that roar, you know, of the crowd when, you know, Eck would strike somebody out, or someone would hit a home run, or, you know, we'd score a run. It's just something that will always stick with me.
It's always all the above. It's like you said, Ricky doing it, the Eck closing out a game, and kind of Mr. Automatic. You have to talk about your final at bat as a member of the Athletics. It was 96.
All right, you're gonna have to fill me in.
because you did something special. You hit a home run.
Oh, right. Yes.
And it also was RBI number 100.
Your
35th home run. Hey, Kipe, you know what he did?
What?
Goodbye. He said, that's it, I'm done. I got my 35, I got my 100, I'm out of here. And I remember you got in the dugout, you just packed it up and went upstairs.
You're going to tell us the rest of this.
We'll stay around. Yes, we'll talk about that.
Good inning for Tommy Milone. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. 1-0 Dodgers. It's the bottom of the third inning, and it's the top of the order for the A's. So Crisp, Weeks, and Reddick. First pitch is a strike down around the knees. Go big chopper toward the shortstop Gordon, who charges, guns it across, and that's out number 1. Here's our McDonald's true story. Remember this?
Oh yeah,
the All-Star game, 1988.
Oh, the Doc, and goodbye.
And Terry Steinbach was the MVP. Take Doc Goodenow. At that point in his career, you should be the MVP. Game was played in Cincinnati, and there it is. MVP trophy. So that's a good memory, huh?
It's a great memory. I mean, you know, flying in today was just really a weird feeling. Or, you know, I should say last night, you coming in the Bay Area, and it brought back memories of the first time flying in here, getting the opportunity to play at this great stadium. You know, brought back, you know, times of the World Series teams that we had, and all the maybe not so good memories of the 4 or 5 a.m. flights coming back from the East Coast. But I mean, it was really weird, you know, and it kind of really just, you know, brought you back to you know, my tremendous time that I had here playing in Oakland.
11 years with the Athletics.
You know, the one thing I remember, Cap, about him, his first time catching. Of course, he's a third baseman, became a great catcher, and throwing out the first bat. I want to say it's Cleveland.
I think so,
your
yes,
first base runner. And I said, my goodness, this is going to be a great catcher. The footwork was tremendous. Great footwork, which, of course, sets up everything. Strong arm that you had anyway. But I'd never forget that. And he just continued on to, you know, I think Ken Korach said it best, that probably one of the all-time best catchers in Bay Area history, sitting right here with us. Of course, Buster Posey may eventually be that, but no doubt during the time that you played here, the top catcher. There's no doubt. Absolutely. But now, come on. You hit that many home runs, and you can't remember it?
No, but yes, I do. You know, and I know, you know, Barry Weinberg, when he was here, he kind of kept me appraised of, you know, where you are, you know, especially with the home runs, RBIs, and it was kind of funny because to get the home run and the RBI, that put you at 100, and it was a Saturday, you know, and I distinctly remember, that's it, Art, I'm done. So you are correct with your analogy, yes.
But I'll never forget that, because we looked up and saw 35 and 100, he gone. He was out of here fast. But no, some great seasons, and if you could stick, because this, I want to say this inning's going fast, so hopefully that the A's can do something with 2 outs. But this kid Eovaldi's been walking the leadoff batter and taking forever throwing pitches out of the strike zone. But the 3 consecutive trips to the World Series. Now everybody talks about the Dodgers, who of course Vin Scully across the way can remember the Kurt Gibson home run and all that. But how surprised were you that you guys didn't win 3 straight?
We'll get his answer when we come back.
See what I said?
Reddick
That's how fast they go.
So Eovaldi has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Still 1-0 Dodgers after 3. Ace Baseball Comcast Sports State, California is brought to you by Cache Creek's Summer of Luck. $500 cash every hour from 2 p.m. till midnight. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. 1-0, the Dodgers lead the Athletics. Top of the 4th inning. So, Ray, you were talking about the World Series, the 3 straight World Series.
Well, they had good enough teams to win all 3, and I was just asking him how surprised was he that they did not. The A's during the 88, 9, and 90 did win the one against the Cross Bay rivals, but I mean, you guys were good teams.
Oh, we were very surprised. I mean, you guys have been around Tony La Russa, many years, and he did not go into spring training, giving his spring training speech saying, I hope we get to the World Series. I mean, we were well conditioned and well prepared to win those. And, the Dodgers thing, I tip my hat to the Dodgers, in that, 5-game series, they beat us. And, you go to the Reds, in 90 and kind of the same thing happened. Every hit and run they did, every bunt they did, pitchers were getting hits, and I still think we were a very good team and had the ability to win, but you can't take away what someone else has done against you.
How disappointing was it though to lose to the Dodgers when you really felt like you were the better team? And I don't know, obviously one swing of the bat in game 1. Did that have an impact on the rest of the series?
Well, I think it had an impact, but you also have to remember in 88 we were young.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us first-time guys who've been launched into that spotlight, and I honestly think that the silver cloud that came out of losing to the Dodgers was the determination in 89. I mean, we came out of spring training. I mean, we were bitter. I mean, that loss was still lingering in there, and there was no way that we were going to miss this opportunity.
So there was an edge.
It was
that
a big
wasn't
edge.
there in 88.
Big edge, and even though again, not to downplay the devastation of the earthquake and all that, but a lot of teams could have used that a tragedy and that distraction to lose the edge that you just talked about, but the determination that we had and the taste of the sour taste of losing in 88, I think definitely helped us in 89.
And I remember being in the clubhouse after the loss here in 88, and you could just see the feel it that these guys are going to be back. They're going to go to the World Series again, which brings to mind, you brought up the earthquake. I remember this famous photograph of Mary Steinbach and you over Candlestick. Bawling, crying Mary Steinbach. Being from the Midwest, New Ulm, I don't know if you have earthquakes, you might have those tornadoes. But what happened during that period of time? Because all of a sudden you're gone after, well, I mean, that was 7 years later, but...
You mean as far as how she felt in the earthquake?
Yeah.
I mean, well, she was, I mean, for whatever reason, people have their fears, and she just was uncomfortable with the whole earthquake, and she had in her mind that at some point California was going to be floating in the ocean, and Nevada's oceanfront property, but we laugh about it now, and every one of my kids have gone through school, and they'll come home when they're studying weather, history, whatever. And, hey, Mom, we saw you. We saw you in school today.
That's a shot that will forever be there. There's no doubt. And you felt bad for her because she really looked distraught.
She did, and
she was distraught. Yeah.
Part of the situation was, you got to remember, this was the pre-cell phone era, and our daughter was in Alameda.
Kids are small.
Kids are small. Yep. And she was with a really good babysitter and everything like that. But we couldn't get a hold of her. And in your mind, if you think California is going to float off to the ocean someday, and we have this big earthquake, we could not get hold of our daughter to find out that where she was and that she was there.
Well, Alameda would have gone with you.
Alameda would have gone with us, right?
Steiny, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure, guys.
It's always
Thank
great
you
to
very
see
much.
you.
Thank you, buddy. Great to see you.
He's great. Terry Steinbach. Appreciate him stopping by. See you, Steiny. All right, time now for a trivia question, which is brought to you by AT&T. Who were the 4 players that hit home runs for the Athletics against the Dodgers in the 1974 World Series? So 4 players hit home runs for the A's in that series. We'll give you the answer in a little bit.
We were just fortunate, Cap, and there's no doubt what Terry Steinbach did during that period of time when he came up 86 to. Oh, wow.
Cespedes rips one into the corner. Fair ball. Off the wall, and Cespedes will ease into second with a double.
Cap, if that ball hit the wall, it knocked it down.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times you see a hitter hit a ball that hard down to the corner, it will hook foul. This ball was hit so hard, it stayed fair. It had no chance to hook foul right down the line, and you figure it's got to, but no way. And it hit the wall hard, came back to ABREU, but taking it easy. That's about 80%. And it's a close play because the way the ball came back to ABREU in left field, it wasn't as if it was going to be an easy stand-up double, but it's good to see him taking it easy.
So here's Smith, leadoff double for the A's. Smith walked in the second inning. Smith drives one left center field. That ball's hit well. On the run is GWYNN, and it's off his glove. Cespedes will hit third. He will ease into home with the first run of the game for the Athletics, and we're tied at 1. I think Bobby ABREU distracted Tony Gwynn Jr.
I think you're exactly right. And anytime a center fielder goes after ball, GWYNN has the speed. Another great swing by Seth Smith. Thinking about pulling the ball, but saw the gap in left center. Slicing, here comes ABREU, and you're right. They just kind of almost collided. I got it, but ABREU in front of him and just could not hang on to the ball.
Well, sometimes if you even just see him out of the corner of your eye a little bit, and that's all it takes. But Hayes will take it, and it's an RBI double for Smith.
Remember the swing last night by Seth Smith. ABREU, of course, a very good outfielder, as is GWYNN with his speed. But Seth Smith, that inside-out swing, the base hit in the first inning off of Aaron Harang. He said, I don't know how I pull my hands in quickly enough to get the barrel of the bat on the ball, but he did. And that was a huge swing last night and a big one again tonight. That's Jordan Alberto, folks. That guy standing there, sitting there, might be activated soon. A lefty.
Inside to Moss. 2-1 the count. The RBI for Smith is 24th of the year.
And Seth Smith just quietly putting up some great numbers in the last couple, 2 or 3 weeks. Tremendous numbers.
Good swing there by Moss. He finally got a fastball to hit, and he fouled it straight back.
Well, the numbers for Seth Smith playing in the outfield, just unbelievable.
Another big month of June for Smith. Pitch, a breaking ball. Another good swing by Moss.
When Cespedes is healthy, he's going to be playing the outfield. But right now, it really helps Bob Melvin. He's got Johnny Gomes probably being tomorrow against Kershaw, lefty. Seth Smith, his numbers playing in the outfield are much better than when he DHs. So right now, it doesn't look like DHing is hurting Cespedes anything that the way he's swinging the bat.
Another foul ball. Pennington in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. A little harder than most, but he throws hard. That one 85 miles an hour. So Moss unable to move Smith over.
Well, the fact he threw it as hard as he did, and no doubt Moss just thinking about trying to pull the ball, trying to top-hand it to pull the move. Sent Smith over to third base.
Pennington had a base hit in the second inning. It was the ground ball to Hairston. Hairston tried to flip to second. Made a bad flip, and Pennington was awarded a base hit. Smith with an RBI double here in the fourth to tie up the ball game at 1. As Pennington chased a high fastball.
Slow curve and then elevated the fastball, makes it very difficult to lay off the pitch. Well, Pennington's at bat could be so much different if Seth Smith had been moved to third. The infield would have been playing in. Instead, they're staying back with 1 out.
And that somehow did not hit Pennington, and
runner gets the third.
There you go.
That's perfect. Yeah, I don't see how it missed him. And then Don Mattingly more likely will bring his infield in. Split Pennington, a little jump back. No chance for Ellis to backhand the ball, which he tried to do on the fastball inside. You talk about overthrowing, and if Pennington had just stepped forward, the ball would have gone behind him. He backed up and still almost got hit. You're standing at the plate, the ball coming 95 miles an hour. You don't have time to figure out which way you're going to go.
Bounce toward first. Rivera's coming home, and they're going to get Smith at the plate. Tag is put on by Ellis. So that's out number 2. So Pennington is aboard on the fielder's choice, but he's unable to get the run home.
Seth Smith going on contact, but Rivera played it perfectly, and Ellis had it plenty of time.
Number 8, Suzuki.
So Suzuki will hit. Yeah, Pennington takes a shot at a stolen base. Pennington's got 11 steals in 13 attempts this year.
If he has a green light and say he's so frustrated that he didn't get the runner in from third in less than 2 outs that he may try to get himself in a scoring position where Suzuki's base hit can score him.
Not running, and the pitch is a bit high. Remember 2 years ago, Cliff Pennington had 29 stolen bases, but last year just 14. He was 29 for 34 2 years ago. Actually, his batting average last year was higher by a little bit than 2010, but just did not steal as much. But he's back to stealing them this year. The A's have 56 steals as a team. That's the most in the American League. Outside corner strike.
Take the way Ellis throws, and we saw Ellis's numbers last night throwing out base runners. And if Pennington does run, he'll have to do it on the pitcher more so than the catcher, because Ellis has a very quick release, strong arms, very accurate.
Two and one now to Suzuki, who hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. Kurt 0 for his last 12. way outside, 3-1. That was pitch number 70 for Nate Eovaldi. He did have 1 3-up, 3-down inning, and that was the third. Sky toward left center, but in the ballpark. GWYNN is under, he's got it. Side retired, but the A's tie it thanks to Seth Smith's RBI double after the Cespedes leadoff double. So it's a 1-1 game as we head to the 5th. For the Farmers Insurance Report Card, lowest home ERA in the majors. That belongs to Tommy Milone.
URIBE.
So Milone, been great here, struggled on the road. This is his 6th home start.
I'll just let him keep starting here. Just look at the rotation and the schedule. Of course, from Southern California, the Dodgers in town. Tommy Milone pitching for the Athletics against a team from down south where he grew up. And I said, anybody watching? He says, you know, as a matter of fact, my dad Tony Milone is watching. And I said, well, I hope he enjoys watching our game. And he says, well, he's trying to watch Vin Scully.
I'm not offended.
I'm not either. And I said the same thing. Well, I said, in case Tony Milone is watching, hello to Tony, because son is very good. Happy to have him in the green and gold. But Vin Scully, 63 seasons with the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers, and now the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he is a delight. What a thrill just to be in the same broadcast area with the legendary Vin Scully. 63rd season. Of course, he started in 1950 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Red Barber, Boyd, his right-hand man, sitting in the booth with him. He does everything solo by himself. Remarkable.
Tony Gwynn, the hitter, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Gwynn walked in the 2nd inning.
So last batter, Therese Bates. It's amazing how sometimes a lefty in a lineup can disturb a left-handed pitcher. And for some reason, Tommy Milone cannot throw a strike to this left-hander, so he swings anyway.
Shallow left, and Smith goes into a slide, and he makes a nice play. Busy night for Seth Smith. 5th put out for Smith.
Got a great jump on a ball slicing back towards him, and COCO Chris charging in. He backed off. And unlike the Dodgers, Abreu and GWYNN in left center, these two guys able to peel away as Chris did, so Seth Smith could make the backhanded catch. Going into the slide. That's when the slide's legitimate. That's when he had to go into the slide, backhanding and keeping the ball in his glove. That ball hit in the pocket, rolled up in the webbing.
So 2 outs, and Ellis steps in, and he takes a first pitch strike. Nine in a row retired by Tommy Milone. So he is settled in. Last base runner was the walk to GWYNN in the second. Ellis grounded out to Weeks in the second inning. Swing and a miss. There's the Milone changeup right at 80 miles an hour.
Well, he's throwing it down in the zone, actually out of the strike zone where he needs to be effective. Big right-handed hitters see it and then it disappears, but they've already committed. Not much they can do to make contact. Not want to leave the ball up thigh or belt high for a changeup to right-hander. Makes it a lot easier to hit.
And a fastball, and Ellis swings and misses. So 10 in a row retired by Milone. Crisp will hit second. It's the middle of the fifth, 1-1 game. Players to hit home runs for the Athletics against the Dodgers in the 1974 World Series. Reggie Jackson, Ken Holtzman, and my partner Ray Fosse hit one in Game 5. Joe Rudy hit one in Game 5, and Game 5, of course, was the wrap it up, finish it off. He's won Games 3, 4, and 5 here at the Coliseum to win the World Series 1974.
Game 5. Joe Rudy stepped to the plate, and there was a smoke bomb thrown to the outfield, and it just covered the entire left field. They had to stop the game. Mike Marshall, pitcher, over 100 appearances. I mean, he was an Iron Man coming out of the bullpen.
Sogard shoots one past Rivera.
It's a great swing. Kenny Holtzman, a very good hitting pitcher. There he is. And he Messer Smith in. Notice the one thing about Kenny Holtzman hitting that home run with Billy Buckner going back. He's wearing the ear flap on the wrong side. He was a right-handed hitter with a left-handed.
Why do I think that really didn't bother Kennedy?
I know. But Mike Marshall was pitching in Game 5, and when that smoke bomb just covered, they held up the game. He studied kinesiology at the University of Minnesota, so they said take some warm-up tosses. All he did is just move his arm back and forth. I don't need to do it. Don't need to do it. Joe Rudy stepped in, first batter after the smoke cleared, home run. That was Joe Rudy's home run, and ended up being the game winner in Game 5. So maybe in the future, Mike Marshall decided to make some warm-up tosses, because it delayed the game several minutes.
Want to know to Chris, a walk and a ground out for Coco. That season, Catfish Hunter won the Cy Young in the American League, and Marshall won the Cy Young in the National League. But just a few warm-up tosses. That's all you needed. You never know.
Beautiful October evening, but he said, no, I don't need to throw. There was a lot going on in that World Series. Mike Marshall picked off Herb Washington in Game 1. And of course, Herbie was the designated runner. He would go in and run and steal bases. Great sprinter and great hurdler. He went in Game 2. He got a Little League lead, put his foot on the bag, and that was it. He said, "We're not going to get picked off again."
Then it's a waste of time having him out there.
Exactly.
Put it this way, if Herb Washington isn't going to steal you any bases, he's probably not worth much to you as a team.
Never saw a guy not swing the bat one time all season, but yet took his Topps baseball card with the bat in his hand. I mean, that's smart. But he was great. Great teammate, and he took a lot of ribbing just because he was just the sprinter, the runner.
This was maybe the play of the game in Game 5. The relay, we like to call it.
Well, it was, and you just watch Dick Green. The ball hit the outfield right center. Dick Green missed it there, and there's the miss by Billy North. The relay back from Reggie Jackson to Dick Green, spun and threw a perfect throw to Sal Vando and got Billy Buckner. And that was just the beginning of his turmoil. It went on 12 years later in '86, Shea Stadium, as a member of the Red Sox. But that was a big play, because that would have put him at third, nobody out.
In a one-run game. The A's are in business here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 on, nobody out.
You have to figure JEMILE is going to be bunting.
And he does, and it's a good one. Evaldi looks around, and that's a bad move by Evaldi.
Why would he do that?
He had no reason to look around, and he did. And when he did that, no chance to get the Speedy Weeks.
Anytime a ball is bunted to third, especially that close to the plate, the third baseman has to charge. The whole purpose of the bunt going to third base is to force the third baseman to field the ball. But when Evaldi looked up, he thought maybe since he was fielding it that Uribe would be at third. No chance, because Uribe started, and once he turned around, JEMILE Weeks with his speed was going to be able to beat it out easily, and he does.
I guess you sort of have to read the quality of the bunt as well, and that was a terrific bunt.
And maybe just because he fielded it that he thought that Uribe would go back to third, but I mean, a third baseman cannot guarantee the pitcher is going to field the ball like that. So something as simple as a bunt can turn out to be a great play. And here you see Uribe up in front of the bag. He starts in, and then Evaldi goes after it. And Uribe's pointing, basically telling him to throw to first. But once Evaldi turned around to see where his third baseman was, he had no chance.
And Reddick takes a rip at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. So Sogard is at third, Crisp at second, Weeks at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Reddick, a shot right at the second baseman. And that's going to be a double play. A run does come in, score to give the A's the 2-1 lead. So Reddick will not get an RBI, 4-6-3. Sogard scores. Crisp ends up at third.
Eric Sogard brought back up with Adam Rosales going to the minor leagues. So Tommy Milone gets the 2-1 lead. In low-scoring games last night, the A's shut out the Dodgers. And of course, Don Mattingly smartly playing the infield back in the 5th inning for double play, which he gets. But the A's do at least get one run. It's better to have the double play occur first instead of maybe a strikeout or a pop-up and then double play with no run scoring.
First pitch to Cespedes is a strike. Fly ball to center field. And Tony Gwynn made a nice play on in the 1st inning, and then a double and a run scored in the 4th. .97 miles an hour right in the outside corner, 0-2.
And he's thinking inside half the plate as he opened up and then realized he took a pretty good pitch. Same type of pitch he has hit out to right center on occasion.
Lays off that pitch. It's low. 82 pitches now for Nate Eovaldi. So the A's have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. That one looped, shallow left field, and it'll drop, and the A's will get another run. Chris trots in to score. Outfield playing pretty deep, and it's 3-1.
Well, that's exactly right. The outfield respecting the power of Cespedes. And he just kind of threw the bat at a slider. Pretty good slider from Eovaldi, but a very strong Cespedes. Just threw his bat, fooled badly, but placed it perfectly in left center. A lot of space, left center, with the left fielder Abreu charging. Same for Gwynn. Neither one could get to it. And a big 2-out hit. And look back to last night of the 1st inning, the 2-out hit by Johnny Gomes. But in the 3rd run was a huge hit. This one tonight, just as big.
So 3-1, the A's lead, bottom of the 5th. Seth Smith with a walk and an RBI double. He lines one. Gwynn in center gets over there, makes the catch, goes down to his knees. Side retired, 2 runs, 3 hits for the A's. We're headed to the 6th. A's 3, Dodgers 1. Subway Eat Fresh ask Glenn and Ray question. Mania from Roseville asks, is there anything that YDENIS Cespedes can do to prevent future hamstring issues, nutrition, or maybe change his workouts?
No.
No and no and no.
Maybe have some ice root beer floats or something. No, he is just very strong, and I think a lot of times we don't have to worry about it. At least I don't. These guys have minimal body fat.
Nice play by Suzuki, and he throws out the Speedy Gordon. Well, I think how about running 75% at this point, as opposed to 100%? That may be the only thing he can do to prevent damaging the hamstring anymore.
A bunt that did not get that far out. Suzuki cat-like from behind the plate. Perfect throw to Brandon Moss. But you just look at him and you see the biceps, the legs, the strength. Very tight, very muscular, and as a result, sometimes those muscles just don't react, and you can get too tight and wound, and as a result, you try to accelerate or make a turn on the base, as he did a couple of weeks ago. Next thing you know, you strain it. These guys are very strong. They work out a lot. I don't think there's much you can do. Except, I think, as you said, just play smart, especially in a case like this when the hamstring is bothering a little bit.
What you don't want to have it is become chronic. It's always an issue. See, a story on Troy Tulowitzki. We talked about Tulowitzki, of course, who's on the disabled list. A groin injury, and now he has to have surgery to remove scar tissue from a nerve near the groin area. He's going to be out 8 weeks, and they've already been without him for about a month. A jam shot toward Weeks, flips to first. The throw is wide, but Moss keeps his foot on the bag.
Now celebrate Independence Day with the A's. 10,000 fans will receive a patriotic A's red, white, and blue baseball hat presented by Wells Fargo. And the A's play the Red Sox on the 4th of July. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets. See a lot of beautiful lids if you are on that day, 4th of July. Nice giveaway. Brooklyn Dodgers cap there, as Ben Scully and his crew probably have pointed that out.
Always a good-looking hat.
Brooklyn Dodgers winners of the 1955 World Series, the only one they won.
That's right.
And they beat the Cross Bay rivals, the cross rivals, city of the New York Yankees, where the Yankees are winning all the time. Home baby was on that one. Roger Craig, Johnny Padres, Sandy Koufax.
Well, they always finished second, right? But not in 1955. They finally won the World Series. They've got 5 world championships in Los Angeles, so they've done significantly better in LA.
Think about that team too, of Roy Campanella, the catcher, Jackie Robinson.
I'm surprised they didn't win more.
Exactly.
They won in 59, 63, 65, 81, and of course in 88. So their second year in Los Angeles, they beat the White Sox. Little cue shot. And how about that? 14 in a row retired by Tommy Milone. He's locked in. 3-1 A's. Coors Light 6th inning. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze game. Coors Light Freeze Game is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Bottom of the 6th inning with Brandon Moss leading it off. Evaldi back to work, and that one's lined toward GWYNN, who gets over there and makes a nice running catch. Well, we said it's root beer float, or it was root beer float day here at the ballpark, Ray, and over $24,000 raised on Mug Root Beer Float Day for Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. So, another successful root beer float day, and we appreciate all the fans coming out. So over $24,000 raised.
I appreciate all the tips the people put in the jars when getting the root beer floats. Made it for a nice little bit extra money.
And on top of that, a nice crowd tonight. 25,383 in the ballpark. So a couple of good crowds to see the Dodgers. Should be a nice crowd tomorrow with the day game, and big crowds, of course, over the weekend.
Well, I thought you said it best last night. The schedule for the Dodgers, well, they'll head back down south and back up north next week to take on the Giants. And it's interesting to see that the Dodgers are here at the Coliseum before they even go across the bay to play the Giants. So they're in the Bay Area, but here first.
Well, there's always a few quirks in the schedule, and that would be one for the Dodgers. Have you played the A's? Oh, yeah. Have you played the Giants? Your rival for the last 100 years? No, haven't been up there yet.
Gordon, that small infielder's glove, clanked it as it hit kind of above the pocket or below the pocket near the heel of the glove and popped out. Cliff Pennington with a good speed anyway probably would have beaten it out.
Quick throw. Pennington gets back. So Pennington's been on base all 3 times. 2 singles and a fielder's choice. Of course, the A's will then go out on the road and come back, and the Red Sox will be in town. That's always busy ball games here at the Coliseum. I guess the point we're trying to make is we're going to have good crowds for a while, and that's nice.
Well, that's the 4th of July period of time. So the fireworks on the 3rd, and that's against the Red Sox. The Red Sox will be out twice. The Yankees twice. It's the Giants this weekend. The Dodgers now. Good schedule for the Athletics this year.
2-0 to Kurt Suzuki, who has hit a fly ball to right field and a fly ball to center field. Takes outside with fastball. Pitch number 94 from Evaldi. The Rangers won again tonight. They just don't seem to want to lose,
especially in interleague play. They really make up some ground, which they did in 2010 when they ended up going to the World Series, winning the Western Division. Interleague play helped them tremendously.
4-2, Texas beats San Diego. So the Rangers have won 6 in a row and 9 out of their last 10. And you're right, Ray, they are now 12-3 in interleague play. Darvish got his 9th win. He won 8 innings. He got a hit. Darvish has a batting average. Strike on the inside corner, 3-2. The Mariners lost. They had a wild one in Arizona. 14-10, the Diamondbacks beat the Mariners.
Out on the inside corner. Carlson, home plate umpire on the left shoulder of A.J. Ellis.
So 3-2 with Pennington at first. He runs, and the ball's looped toward right center field. On the run is the center fielder Gwynn. He's got it. Throw back to first, and it's just a shade late. Pennington hustling to get back.
Well, when you're away from the Bay Area, you can't watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet. Take your team with you with MLB.TV. Subscribe today to see every A's out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Features include choice of home and away broadcast, multi-game viewing, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th for Eric Sogard. Sogard at the 2-run 5th inning started with a single to right field. In that Diamondbacks win over the Mariners, Arizona hit 6 home runs. What a surprise it was in Arizona. Big breaking ball in for a strike. The Angels are leading the Giants 3-0 in the 7th inning in Anaheim. That's the rubber game of that series. Giants will have an off day tomorrow and then head to the Coliseum for the weekend. One to Sogard.
I mentioned about Eric Sogard getting the call back to the big leagues with Adam Rosales going back to AAA. And one of the things Eric Sogard said when he was sent to AAA, nobody likes to leave the big leagues to go to the minor leagues, but he said, I need some at-bats. And what happened? He went to AAA Sacramento, got some at-bats, swinging the bat well. I thought what Bob Melvin said when he sent down Adam Rosales and brought up Eric Sogard, said one guy's not getting a chance to play, the other is, and that's why Sogard is here.
So Ellis makes the catch on the foul ball, and the A's get a hit. They leave a runner. 7th inning coming up. 3-1 Athletics.
Hey, fans, it's time.
Brought to you by NASCAR Racing in Sonoma. The Toyota Save Mart 350 returns to the Sonoma Valley Road course June 22nd through the 24th. Tickets at 1-800-870-RACE. A's trying to make it 2 in a row over the Dodgers, leading 3-1. We've reached the 7th inning. Tommy Milone is locked in. I said going to break he had retired 14 in a row. He has actually retired 13 in a row. Going to be Rivera, HAIRSTON, and ABREU.
No, you were just assuming that it's going to be 14 with Rivera.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Right.
Let's see if Tommy Milone takes care of his announcer friend.
Well, the 10 fly ball outs, and then the last inning, the 6th, he had 3 ground ball outs.
Swing and a miss at the changeup. 0-2. Rivera singled and scored in the 2nd and hit a fly ball to center field in the 4th. Changeup again. This time Rivera lays off. First time, second time, third time through the lineup. It's usually the other way around. Slowly hit toward third. So got it. Rivera not a fast runner. Throws it out.
There's your 14 in a row. You're right on.
Thank you, Tom.
A good changeup at 79, and whenever that changeup is down in the zone, as we said, that you're going to get guys, power hitters rolling over. Watch the front side, and that's just a protecting swing. And you like to have the good fielders on the left side. Of course, the A's have tonight with Pennington and Sogard, with Brandon Inge getting the night off. Always frustrating. Start yelling, throw the ball. And he is. Change up at 79 versus a fastball at about 89.
First pitch called a strike to Jerry Hairston Jr. Jerry Hairston Jr. His father played in the big leagues. So you got D. Gordon, Jerry Hairston Jr., Tony Gwynn Jr. Hairston's going to be aboard. And then I realized as I wrote my lineup card out, on the bench is Ivan De Jesus.
That's right.
So you have 4 guys whose father played in the major leagues. Hairston has an infield single.
Well, Jerry Hairston usually Jr. that is. Of course, his dad a great pinch hitter for the Chicago White Sox, but Jerry Jr. always seems to find a team that wins. And of course, he was with the Yankees, and they won the World Series and moved on. Now with the Dodgers, they're in first place.
Speaking of the Yankees, the Braves beat them again today. So the Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees in New York. A little bit more to that story, though. Final score was the Braves 10, the Yankees 5. And it was a very hot, humid day at Yankee Stadium. So what do you think that means, Ray?
Home runs.
9.
Oh, no. How many to right field? Right-handers hitting the ball opposite field.
Braves hit 5, Yankees hit 4. 9 home runs in one game. A-Rod hit number 640. Big chopper toward Weeks. He's got it to first, and that's out number 2 with Hairston going to second. So Bobby Abreu is 0 for 3.
URIBE.
Seems like guys go back to the dugout against Tommy Milone when he's pitching well, and they just have that look where they can't quite figure it out. And doesn't throw her hard, but the changeup is good.
And that's why when the fastball and the changeup are thrown the exact same way, it makes it difficult.
There it is. 81 miles an hour. Side retired. So hitting a runner left, Tommy Milone has been terrific. It's the A's 3 and the Dodgers 1. 7th inning stretch. has been good right from the get-go. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Scott Albert, who pitched last night, comes in for his 30th appearance of the year. He's the only lefty the Dodgers have in their bullpen, and he'll face the top of the A's order. A's with a single run in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And the first pitch to Crisp is skied on the infield. The shortstop Gordon is under it. For Nate Eovaldi, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. And he finishes right at 100 pitches. And he was base runners pretty much every inning.
Well, remember, came in with a 182 earned run average, even though he's 0-2. So he was not giving up a lot. But he just happened to be facing the Athletics, who are very patient, threw a lot of pitches, and after 6 innings has to depart.
1 for 3 tonight for JEMILE Weeks. He's with 7 hits tonight. They had just 5 hits last night. It's really been about the A's pitching in the first 2 games of this series. Just have not given much to the Dodgers.
McCarthy last night, Tommy Milone tonight, and you know, regardless of where
that's out number 2. Ray, finish your thought in a moment. Here's our Chevron pitching matchup for tomorrow's game. It's a day game. And it's a couple of lefties. Clayton Kershaw, he won the Cy Young in the National League last year. He'll go against Travis Blackley. So Kershaw and Blackley tomorrow.
Remember the Jared Parker and Blackley flip-flop, as Blackley was supposed to start Friday, so they moved him up to tomorrow. Jared Parker on Friday against the Giants. But I was just thinking that Tommy Milone said his dad, Tony, wanted to watch Vin Scully. So no matter which telecast he's watching, he's got to be very proud of his son.
Yep.
Tommy Milone, once again at home, pitching excellent baseball. Said he spent the off day in Lake Berryessa in a boat out on the lake and enjoyed Monday's off day. So
it's a good move.
Out and about, enjoying the Northern California area.
Reddick hits one on the ground to Gordon. And Scott Albert has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We're headed to the 8th. 3-1 Athletics.
Day. But A's fans come to the Coliseum Sunday, July the 8th for 50s Turn Back the Clock Day. 10,000 fans will receive a 1955 Oakland Oats hat presented by Cash Creek Casino Resort when the A's host the Mariners. For more information and that cap lookalike and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets. And
look at her jacket, right?
Beautiful.
That is nice. Oats jacket.
Here's Blue Moon. Did you see him at the bottom of the screen? Blue Moon's everywhere. And I can't believe he said to Terry Steinbach that we never talked about it.
Just for that, we're going to talk about Blue Moon this entire half inning. We'll do play-by-play on Blue Moon. Seth Smith comes in. He's got it. Blue Moon's still down in the tunnel. Enjoying the fans. So Tony Gwynn flies out, and that's out number 1. Tommy Malone's making it look easy right now.
Now batting, number 17.
89 pitches for Tommy Milone, and when you think about his last start in Colorado, there is Blue Moon Odom, John Blue Moon Odom. Well, he's saying, I remember. That woman's saying, I remember you played for the Oaks. He said, no, I played for the Kansas City A's that came to Oakland.
And did you know that Ray hardly ever talks about me?
He probably is dropping that on.
Throw that in there.
Well, Mooney was here for those championship teams, and you know, I was thinking about the '74 series against the Dodgers. There's one guy, of course, we know a good friend, Monty Moore, was the broadcaster, came out with the Kansas City A's to Oakland, but his partner was John Miller for 1 year.
That's right. 1
year, got a world championship ring, and then went on, of course, now across the bay, Hall of Fame broadcaster, Phil Frick, but had a chance to chat with Monty Moore today on my way to the park, and he came up for the A's Community Fund Golf Tournament. He was a broadcaster behind the mic on 3 consecutive world championship teams. In the early 70s, John Miller.
So John Miller then has to be the only guy that has a World Series ring from both the A's and the Giants. I mean, he would have to be. I mean, if you know.
Well, Lon would have gotten one. Got one here in '89, and then.
But he would have never gotten one with the Giants.
Well, he would probably maybe got one, but wasn't broadcasting in 10.
No, that's true. Yeah, he may have gotten it. Yeah. Nice play by JEMILE Weeks as he leaps to grab the line drive off the bat of A.J. Ellis.
But as far as broadcasters, you're right. John Miller was. But nice jump, nice timing of the jump by JEMILE Weeks. And maybe, folks, his glove is very small. So we might ask JEMILE if he could slam it, dunk. Tommy Milone. Pitchers always like great defensive plays.
So 1-0 to the leadoff man, D. Gordon, who is 0 for 3.
We might take Seth Smith and JEMILE Weeks and see who can slam dunk, because Seth Smith won a slam dunk championship when he was, I think, in high school. And of course, a great quarterback who never got to snap behind Eli Manning.
Picked the wrong school.
Yeah. But Jay Alba has told me that in Denver that he won't talk about it, but he was a slam dunk champion. So that's why he was able to jump and rob the play in, was it Chris Young? He robbed in Arizona. Seth Smith.
In the dirt. So 2-2 the count to D. Gordon. 98 pitches for Milone. He's thrown as many as 108 this year. But the way he's thrown, it's pretty smooth and pretty effortless. That one tapped slowly toward Weeks. He's going to have to hurry. He juggles it, so Gordon will be aboard. See what the ruling is. Gordon, it was going to be a close play even if he fields it clean.
That's got to be a base hit. I don't think there's any question. And because the difficulty of the play. Oh, wow.
E4.
That's a bad call, because this is a tough play. JEMILE has to charge. It gets to the heel of the glove. But even if he makes the play cleanly, he's going to have to hurry his throw because Gordon hit from the left side was flying down the baseline. So that always helps the pitcher's ERA should the runner score, but bottom line, that's going to be a difficult thing in a bad error. Difficult here.
So here's ELIAN HERRERA. Change-up, swing and a miss. It also gets the tying run to the plate. HERRERA does not have a home run. ETHIER in the on-deck circle, so just like that, this becomes a huge at-bat in the game. Blevins and Balfour throwing. Fly ball right center, that's hit well. Reddick on the move, he's going to get there, and he's got it. So what a play by Josh Reddick, and a runner stranded. 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
No way!
Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. More great pitching from the A's tonight. It's Tommy Milone. 1-3-0 for the Dodgers. 3-7-1 for the Athletics. Athletics trail 1-0. They tied it in the 4th, took the lead in the 5th. So just 5 hits total in the series for the Dodgers. Ball is loose out in right field. 8 strong innings from Tommy Milone. Cespedes to lead it off, followed by Smith and then Moss. Bottom of the 8th. Cespedes has had a good night back in the lineup, and he hits this one high to left. Abreu's at the wall, and he's going to have just enough room, a little jump, and that's out number 1. A's Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroad. Salute Dad and Father's Day by treating him to a ride on a steam train through the Redwoods and an old-fashioned chuck wagon barbecue. RoaringCamp.com.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, especially in the summertime.
Now, Cespedes got an 85-mile-an-hour pitch from this lefty, and I think he might have brought rain, but it landed in the glove of Bobby Abreu.
So Smith steps in. He's walked, had an RBI double, and lined out to center field. He's had some good swings. That one on the outside corner, strike for Comfort. The Mets beat the Orioles today 4-3. That's a 3-game sweep. I remember that. Mets had shut out Baltimore the first 2 games in that series. Not today, though. Gordon on the backhand. He throws on Smith. Here's how close Cespedes came to a home run.
out on the front foot, and that's his power. And nice jog to first base intentionally, because we saw him with the double, the line drive double that he jogged second base. But boy, this ball was a towering high fly ball. Would have given Bobby Abreu plenty of time to get back. Would not have made it out, but pitchers always know when it's just barely missed. Chip Hale, the A's bench coach, probably complimenting Cespedes on taking it easy, not really running hard, being smart about his running.
Good breaking ball from Albert. It's big fella, Todd Coffey.
So good to see.
I hope so. Makes my night when Coffey comes in the game.
Tommy adds to keep the camera on.
Moss to right center. That's in a ton, and that baby is gone. It was a breaking ball that dropped down and in to Moss.
Yes, it was. And slider that hung right in the wheelhouse of Brandon Moss. What a great swing. And what a great week plus for him. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, he hit his first. He now has 7. Hit his out. Cespedes almost did.
Swing and a miss by Pennington. So the count 0-2.
Listen to Johnny Dasco interviewed on the 95.7 The Game, and he was talking about, of course, he was up here and how much he enjoyed being here. And he said, I was the big leagues while Brandon Moss was at the minor leagues, AAA, hitting the ball well. Johnny goes back when Ken Korak returns. Moss comes up here and he's crushing the ball. So he's missed him both ways, but it's been a thrill watching Brandon Moss, of course, starting at AAA, made some adjustments. He's here and putting on a show in the show. Open and then closes and then crushes it. A hanging slider by the lefty on the inner half of the plate. And Albert just gave up one, almost gave up 2, but that was not a cheap one. Right center, up in the seats.
Been a good story, Brandon Moss. So 2-2 the count to Pennington. Swing and a miss. So Pennington strikes out, but A's get an insurance run thanks to the home run by Brandon Moss. His 7th, 4-1 as we head to the 9th. How about that? Tommy Milone is going to try to finish this baby off himself. He's got a 4-1 lead. He's thrown 102 pitches. And he's looking for his first career complete game. You see the career high in pitches, 108. He did that in back-to-back starts this year. May 21st against the Angels, May 27th against the Yankees. And tough task. First man up is ETHIER.
I want to see that 0 for the complete games, and I always think about the 3 most important innings for a pitcher: 1, 5, and 9. 1 to get off to a good start, 5 to qualify for a win, and even better than number 9 to finish it off. And Tommy Milone's trying to do it tonight.
There's a drive towards center. Crisp is there, and that is out number 1. Well, this is the 14th start for Milone this year. He's gone over 100 pitches 3 times.
Now batting.
But it's been an effortless performance, and he has not had a lot of high-stress innings.
That's the biggest key right there.
So he hasn't had that one of those really long innings where there's base runners. I mean, the second inning was the only problem inning for him. A couple of hits and a walk, and the only run for the Dodgers.
And if you think about that inning, if Reddick comes up with a ball, which he had in his glove, and popped out, he doesn't even face the next 2 batters. And he has a leadoff single and gets out of the inning.
1-1 to Rivera. That one's bounced foul, so the count 0-2. It's also the only inning where there were multiple base runners for the Dodgers. So Dodgers offense has been completely shut down in this series. 0-2 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Suzuki with the changeup. On the ground, Pennington charges to get a good hop. And that's out number 2.
Got him in on the front foot again, as he did in his last at bat with a 1-2 count. Threw a nice changeup. Rivera rolled over. Ground ball to Sogard, this time to Pennington, and he is an out away.
A's do not have a complete game this year. So here's Jerry Hairston Jr. He is the man who stands in between Milone and that first complete game for not only the team, but for the career of Tommy Milone, and he pumps a fastball in for a strike. Swing and a miss, changeup, 0-2.
But his changeup again down in the zone. This one almost in the dirt. And well, as a hitter, you think fastball, you swing at his arm speed, and he pulls the string. You don't have a chance. 72 strikes.
And that one's hit shallow center field. Chris coming in, and that's it. Tommy Milone with a complete game. He was sensational, and the A's, for the second night in a row, beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. The final score tonight, 4-1, and there is absolutely no question who the story is tonight. It's that man, Tommy Milone.
Well, and now if he could just schedule every start at the Coliseum, it'd be perfect. And it was almost perfect tonight. But it worked out great as he went back out for the 9th inning. I think that was just as important for him, for the ball club, and building the confidence in a pitcher to be able to complete something that he starts. And Tommy Milone did it perfectly.
So Tommy Milone pitched great, and the A's continue to play great baseball. They have now won 7 out of their last 8, and getting close to that 500 mark. They're now 33 36. So a little work to get there yet, but it is a good stretch for the A's. They're playing great, and when they start getting pitching like this, I mean, Dodgers are right in the middle of the National League in runs scored, but it's still a decent lineup and a good team. 5 total hits in the series.
And 1 run in 2 games.
There you go.
It was 1 run tonight, and again, great effort by Josh Reddick. Came up with it. Maybe the turf caused the fumble, but otherwise it could have been a shutout for Tommy Milone, as was the case for 7 innings of the team last night with Brandon McCarthy.
I think Tommy Milone will take his first career complete game. We can ask him. He's standing by downstairs. Tommy, congratulations. What was the conversation in the dugout after 8 innings? Did Mom Belvin say anything to you? Did he ask you how he felt as far as sending you back out there for the night?
You know what? He just kind of walked over to me and looked at me, and I couldn't really hear what he said, but he was just like nodded his head and was like, "You ready? You good for the 9th?" And I shook my head and said yes.
You know, Tommy, we have to bring it up because everybody talks about your splits pitching at the Coliseum, and of course you came in with a 4-1 record at a 0.98 earned run average. Phenomenal here. What is the difference for you pitching the Coliseum as opposed to away from the home?
You know what? I try to ask myself that because I feel just as comfortable when I go on the road. Right. For some reason, you know, I get behind the hitters and the ball keeps getting up in the zone, and you know, nothing good can come from that when that happens.
Now, Tommy, how important is it, and Ray and I talked about it at the end of the game, if you're going to pitch a complete game, ice water?
Oh, no. Well, at least do something that's dry. Wow.
We'll let Tommy pull it together. You all right?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm good.
Good. Well, the question I was in the middle of asking was, you know, how important is it to not have a high-stress inning when you're pitching late in the game, as far as maybe earlier in the game, to keep your pitch count down?
You know what? I got to give it to my defense today. You know, I was giving up some long fly balls, and you know they were tracking them down, and the infield was fielding the ground balls, and you know. It took like 5 innings or 4 innings for me to get kind of settled in, and you know, after that I felt pretty comfortable.
Well, Tommy, it's time now for the AT&T Uverse Reverse Replay. We're going to show some of the highlights of your great pitching tonight, and you know, phenomenal. You might talk about your changeup, because when you're pitching your best, you keep the changeup down low. You mix in the other pitches. Talk about your pitching tonight, especially with the changeup.
You know what? Today was just a mix of everything. You know, just keeping everything low in the zone and going up and out when I needed to. You know, everything just mixed well, and was throwing everything for strikes and keeping it low. And you know, when that happens, you hope for success, and it did today.
All right. Do you know who doused you? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, Dallas.
Okay, good. All right,
yeah,
at least you know.
And he's on the disabled list with a bad left shoulder, and he just dumped it with the left shoulder. So that tells you, just like Matt Kemp last night, we showed the highlights of him.
Well, Tommy, listen, your next start is probably going to be in Seattle, I would think. So what we want to do is we want to interview you after a great performance on the road. Can you hold us to that?
Yeah, definitely, guys.
All right, nice job.
You know, we have to mention, too, Tommy, you told me that your dad wanted to watch the great Hall of Famer Vin Scully. We figured that no matter who Tony's watching tonight, he had to be very impressed with his son. You did a tremendous job.
Thank you very much, guys.
Great job.
All right, we got to win your dad over, though, okay? We need to be a little bit better up here to get him to watch us.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
So first complete game for him, first complete game for the A's this year. And again, the pitching's the story so far. A couple of big hits for the A's. It was good to have Cespedes back. He had a couple hits, but it was nice to see him back in lineup. But listen, the story's pitching again for the Athletics.
Well, there's no doubt. And what pitching does, and you just score a few runs, as the case tonight. But the excitement in this park tonight, granted, the Wednesday night, the $2 Wednesdays barred and all that stuff, but the excitement of the crowd really getting into the ball game tonight with the A's scoring, and especially anytime a pitcher can take the mound and walk off the mound after the 9th inning complete game, this place is going to erupt. And there's nothing better than a starting pitcher getting handshakes. Usually they're sitting in the dugout at the clubhouse, but Tommy Milone got to see it all tonight, and he deserved it.
And he got doused with ice water by Dallas Braden.
Dallas Braden, that's him.
So Tommy Milone gets his 7th win, his first career complete game. Final score 4-1. You've been watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Dave Benz and Shooty Babbitt starts right now.